So for learning IT, I did a little bit of programming myself, try not to create the entire application, but to see what it is to write a code, what is the life of a developer, right? And then another thing I did is to jump into every single opportunity that I got to get involved in certain projects. So I kind of got myself involved into mobile application development, iOS app development for computer vision, analytics, blockchain. So I led a blockchain R&D project with the UK government. It's called Fly to Plan, which try to solve some of the interconnectivity issues in the airline domain. And definitely the NLP, which is my big focus. So eventually, I kind of did a lot of self-learning, talked to a lot of people in IBS and even outside of IBS. So that's how I got into product management. It was challenging for probably a year or so because I was also learning. At the same time, I was also leading. So that's a bit of a challenge, but I think I did okay. May not be the best productive years of my life, but that's how the entry to product management happened. But then on overcoming the challenges of product management, it's also about how to truly build a product. So when we decided we will build a mailbot, we kind of saw it as an application. And an application is quite different from a product because a product has a longer life than an application. An application is just one instance installed somewhere doing a function. But a product is also about planning the product roadmap. What is the product market fit? What problem it solves for the industry, and how do you intend to do it in the long term as well as in the short term, or from the sourcing point of view, from getting the buy-in from the higher management, how do you engage customers, all of those aspects come in. It's through trial and error. I don't think we got it right at first, but eventually all this coming together as a teamwork, I think we pulled it off, and we had our first implementation in one of the large Australian carrier for the mailbot. So that's my entry into product management.
Can you suggest some pointers for those who are seeking a career in product management?
Yeah, so product management is a vast topic. There are different ways different organizations approach it. I can give some pointers from what I have gone through. I'm not sure if I am the best qualified out there, but this is one version of it. So I see product management is a profession that cannot be contained with a job description. It has certain nuances around it, like you are in charge of the outcome, even if you are not in charge of the entire team. So basically, you are driving a cross-functional team. Very few people reporting to you, but essentially you are responsible for the success as well as the failure of the product. So you have to be really passionate about the product, because you may not see any possible outcome for a long time. So you have to set the product vision, you have to understand how you're going to get the product into the market, the GTM, work with your superiors and higher management to get the budget. So it's all more about running around, and you also have to come out with the correct positioning and product backlog, how this will be perceived by the customers. There's no clear description on what you should do to get your product right. So it's almost like running a startup. The only answer is whatever it takes, right? So for those who love to address a challenge, make it a part of your life, get up early and be inspired out of it, right? And not worry about how many people are reporting to you. Am I big enough? Because I'm not having a significant number of people reporting to me. So if you suffer from that kind of a dilemma, I don't think product management is for you. But on the other hand, if you love to solve some problems of the industry, if you are customer obsessed, if you love talking to the customers, even to the C-suite executives, and also talk confidently about the product when it's probably getting ready, right? And then wear it out in the market and see how it will fare. And in spite of all these challenges, you will know that you will have some shortcomings, and it might take certain iterations to get there. So, but the good thing about product management is that it is probably open to anybody with the right mindset. It doesn't matter if you come from a finance background or HR background or any other background. But if you are willing to drive for that passion, if you are willing to learn a lot, if you love to work with people, get their buy-in, logically reason, and also believe in yourself a little bit, because after all, even if we say that everything should be data driven, there'll be lots of moments in which you don't have just enough data to substantiate what you believe in. So it's a mix of your feel instinct. You can believe your instinct because you have been through a lot of similar situations, right? And then probably you should also know when to believe in your instinct, when to be data driven, and the decision making of why you are taking this decision at that particular point, and a reason for that. Advice is, if you fit into this kind of a profile, this kind of a mindset, then probably product management is for you.
How to leverage the IMK network? If you could give some suggestions.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think over the course of years, we have the right foundations for leveraging that. We have our alumni groups, alumni meetings, WhatsApp groups. A lot of it is already there in place. Probably it's a collective wisdom on how to make it even better. But when I completed the course, and then I kind of felt that the kind of relationship that forms during these years of this learning, these classes, right, should somehow be preserved. And we even now we meet in smaller groups as and when possible. We just WhatsApp saying that, hey, we are going to have a meetup in probably Tonico or somewhere in Bangalore, and whoever is around can just join. So we just broadcast the location, and whoever is willing to join can just join. Probably that's one way to look at it.
Okay. In what ways we students can capitalize better on EPGP course? This would add a lot of value to our viewers.
Yeah. So I think from my perspective, I see two actions are required. So one is to improve the recognition of the course itself among the companies, because once a person undergoes the EPGP program, he holds a lot of knowledge which the companies can also leverage. But he can leverage this knowledge only if he is given the right opportunity in the business, right, in the organization, whether it's the same organization or whether it's a new organization. The people at the other end also must recognize that this is not the same person he or she worked with 2 years ago, right? And so that's one part of it. How do we build the recognition of the program in those companies, keep the word out there, and also probably work with some of these executives of some companies that we target, and make sure that they get what comes out of these courses, right? So that's one part of it. And second is, how do we retain this knowledge that we received in the course of these 2 years, right? So in my case, I wanted to have a focus group which we met probably frequently as once in a month or something, but that never happened. And what happened was, I slowly kind of or the knowledge kind of slowly faded away in the course of 10 years, and we kind of focused on what we do on a daily basis, right? But what I really wanted to do was to retain some of those theoretical aspects as well, even if that's not of my immediate need, right? So we just keep the knowledge floating around through discussions. So when we have focus groups like product management or HR or finance, people can get together. Some of them will be applying some sort of knowledge in some form or fashion. It will keep the knowledge live, and that'll have a long-term impact on that or their career.
That was indeed a very good suggestion, and I hope our students and other aspirants who will come looking forward to come to IMK would leverage on this, whatever you said. And last but not the least, and then we like for closing question would be, how do you balance your demanding career with personal life and other commitments you have? So it's not easy, because the kind of transformational journey you have had before IMK and now the position where you are in. So this would be challenging to manage and balance. So this would help us also, this would help, because we also come from the same background, we are coming here. So if you could give some insights on that.
Yeah, nice question, but I guess none of us have the right answers to it, because this is one question we all grapple with. And I would say that the time at IMK, balancing the career as well as the course, was the most demanding time than balancing the career and just family time, right? So it was a difficult time. So I think it's more a teamwork. You cannot do it alone. I live with my wife and my kid, My wife has a demanding career as well, probably more demanding than mine. But we try to allocate at least half an hour every day, keeping our phones away. Try to catch up with what we went through and talk a little bit. Most of the days it's possible, but sometimes it's hard to pull even that every day. And also, a lot of credit goes to my daughter, who's just 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
So she takes care of herself mostly. So in between, I moved to Bangalore, and she kind of takes care of everything on her own. She needs a little bit of guidance, but then she does everything by her own most of the time. She recently even wrote a book, so she's very active.
She wrote a book?
Yeah.
Oh, that she's...
It's a short story. It's published in Amazon, but it's great.
I would love to have a look at it if you could give me the name of the book, and because it's truly inspirational actually.
Yeah. So I would say it's a I'll do that. So I would say that it's a teamwork. It's not just about me. It's all about everyone in the family pulling it off together.
That's good.
Thank you, Smita, for taking up this initiative of organizing the program Rise and Reflect. It's so very nice to have our alumni come for this program and interact with our students and the aspiring MBA candidates. Thank you very much. We hope we'll be able to do more such programs in future.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Priyod, for coming here and making your time and travel arrangements and everything.
Thank you, Professor Joshi and Smita. It's truly my honor to be invited as a guest for the inaugural session, and I wish the very best for the Rise and Reflect team.
Thank you for joining us today. Hope this conversation was very valuable, and we will come up with another fascinating journey and a career path over the next episode, and with a few new insights. Stay tuned.